Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. What's up guys? Hope you're doing well. We're going to do a love reading for you today, taking a look at what is going on with the person who you were dealing with. I'm going to be focusing more on their intentions and actions today. Remember though, this is a general reading, not a personal reading, so it won't be for everyone unfortunately. However, if you are interested in personal readings, I have a half price closing sale on my Etsy store before I launch my new website on the 1st of April. So Saggy, let's get into the mix here. The overall energy and focus of the reading is the Ace of Wands and the Five of Wands, and then your advice is the King of Pentacles. So we've definitely been dealing with a situation or person either where there's been conflict or immaturity, definitely some kind of sticking point in the connection which then inhibits further progress. I do think you've been dealing with someone who's been messing you around a little bit, Sagittarius, or kind of blows hot and cold. We've got the Empress on the bottom because your advice with the King of Pentacles is to kind of stand in your power or to focus on stability, what you can sort of tangibly rely upon, because I think this person's being very inconsistent, a little bit immature and selfish, is maybe not great at expressing their emotions. Remember guys, anger is an emotion. One of the sort of greatest tricks the patriarchy ever played is kind of gaslighting that women are the more emotional sex. Yes, there may be elements to that, but aggression or anger as a response to things instead of being able to like control yourself is an emotion, a reckless one. So I think this person, because the energy here with the Ace of Wands, there's something coming towards you or that they want, but I think they have great difficulty with expressing this, and a lot of this comes down to where is this person at currently, what do you want in the long term, King of Pentacles, and does this person match up or align to that possibility? There's a little bit of kind of diamond in the rough energy to them, but then the issue becomes with that, are we going to be able to polish that up? Their overall energy is the Two of Wands. If this person isn't a fire sun sign, they definitely have very prominent fire energy. I don't think this person necessarily expresses their energy in the best or most productive way sometimes, is possibly prone to anger if they're getting a little bit defensive. However, we'll focus, I feel like I'm reading the hell out of this person, which is not my intention, because there's something positive there. So this kind of wishy-washy, on the fence or non-committal energy, what they're intending to do is move into the Two of Wands, a card of personal power, Mars and Aries, taking control of something, either dealing with the situation potentially in a more productive manner, but sometimes Two of Wands energy can come out a little bit like control. We've got the Page of Pentacles, that's much better, that's what I like to see. I feel like this, at their heart, this person is like a good, decent person. We've then got the Seven of Pentacles trying to get things back on track, but also wanting to offer something to you that is a little bit more, because that Five of Wands is trying to get your attention again, because I think you're currently in a space where you're getting a bit annoyed or frustrated with this person. The Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles here is more energy that aligns to that King of Pentacles. So I think there's definitely a lot of passion and physical side of stuff to the connection, but we're needing that more King of Pentacles obviously passion's great in a relationship and connection and is a necessary component, but that passion isn't going to build something sustainable, which is energy of the Page of Pentacles into the Seven of Pentacles, is them actually wanting to build something a little bit more long term. My main issue would then come down to, are they ready for it yet? Because I do think they're very prone to this Five of Wands energy, but it seems like they're moving a bit out of that fire energy, have maybe cooled down, seeing things a little bit more clearly, because this energy of the Five of Wands of playing games or messing someone around. The Two of Wands is not someone who is messing someone around, that is making a decision and choice and being very assertive and direct. Just as I say though, because of usually you would be okay when the card is upright, but I just think there is, when this person's in a defensive position or on the back foot, they have a sort of tendency without thinking to flip into that Five of Wands energy, so to get very sort of defensive and confrontational. So I think if you call them out on anything, instead of them either analyzing that or looking at it and acknowledging you're right, their immediate response is always to like reject that or say that's not true. But it's moving into this Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles. But the prominent question always becomes, will their intentions, because we can intend something or want something all day long, that is great, and having the mind aligned to it is part of the process, but we must take the actions necessary to make that happen. The first card for their actions is the Queen of Pentacles, which matches up counterpart to that King of Pentacles. Now, Queen of Pentacles is focused, the 10th house in astrology, on the long term, building something sustainable. It's not always the quickest moving energy, but for a good reason, because Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, is very sort of prudent, thinks things through before taking action, as opposed to like Aries that would maybe rush to do something, act first then think second. This Queen of Pentacles is much more cautious in terms of like she plans out, or he plans out, or they plan out every step and what that will lead to before taking action. So this may come in like smaller points and then building up, but it seems their energy is like really cooled down in a good way, and does seem like they're very remorseful. I'm actually wondering here if they're finally going to, because they don't want to lose you and they do want to build something long term. I don't know how much they're expressing that though, because the initial energy here is trying to win you over, get things back on track. And then the other aspect, although this person may want it, how ready for it at the moment are they? But that Queen of Pentacles is a good sign. We've then got the High Priestess in reverse and the Tower in reverse. That Tower in reverse energy, so whatever this conflict between the two of you, them wanting to sort it out, there's still a little bit of friction there. The High Priestess in reverse here as well, when combined with the energy of the Tower, because that is unexpected insight, there is something actually here that will kind of slip out. So the Queen of Pentacles in a good way, so there is something maybe a little bit more emotional or something like that, or kind of, I don't think it's more emotional, I think it's more like an admission of like, oh my god, I'm so glad that you're willing to like work things out. I don't know what I would do if actually like I'd lost you, which from their kind of fire energy is like not a way they'd usually talk, so it may be more something like that, but then lets you realize that they really do want this. However, that's the positive side of it. The flip side of this High Priestess and Tower in reverse is the path forward is not a straight one, and is also not one with obstacles. So I feel like there's a positive initial interaction here that gives you some kind of positive green light that maybe this can move towards that King of Pentacles. But then there may be something additionally that happens and you're like, oh, I don't know if it's going to, and then it would be something small and not too big though, so it wouldn't be major destabilization. So it's kind of a little bit Six of Swords energy. That Nine of Wands needs to be worked through and closed off, move forward. It's just to prepare you that there's maybe still a little bit where that is moving to is the Three of Wands, so it is progressing forward in a more positive manner than it has been previously and in the right direction with the King of Pentacles, but it maybe hasn't fully landed on that yet. There's still some slightly difficult energy to navigate, and if I'm being honest, I'm still, and it will be part of the process of seeing if this happens. We've got the Page of Cups. Although this person wants a connection, I'm not sure how ready they are for it at the moment, 11-11. But they are going to try, and there is potentially a way that this can align to the long term, but it is going to take a little bit of work or a little bit of time, it does seem. I think the main thing you need to look at is if they're taking responsibility for things, if their temper is a bit more chill, and then also if there's something that slips through a little bit more on an emotional side or a mental side that kind of lets you know of them sort of letting their guard down, their bravado, to make it known of how they actually feel around you, so that they're not playing with you or anything like that. So there's a positive reconciliation or working out of whatever this conflict, but it's still not fully swept under the rug just yet. Anyway, Saggy, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it and it resonated. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, though, it is a general reading, so it won't resonate for everyone, unfortunately. However, if you are interested in a personal reading to know what is going on with your situation, then you can check out the half-price sale and my Etsy store before the 1st of April, because that is when I'm launching my website. Anyway, guys, have a good one. Cheers.